Suspect heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound on Highway 99.
In this series, top cops, criminologists, psychologists and journalists will brief actors on the events leading to the murder of an innocent. It is the actors who reveal the raw emotions in the stories of a stalker who kills.
What she maybe doesn't realize that God has it in his plan for us to be together.
I know what he's going to do. I don't want to die.
Originally from Nepal, Roshan Sah had an American dream, to spend the rest of his life with a woman with whom he had fallen in love. She did not feel the same way.
There's no turning back from here. It's either she dies or I die.
I don't know what he's capable of doing anymore. Close my eyes. I'm praying.
Praying that the man she was being stalked by would leave her alone. He was watching her every day, every hour, every minute.
She'll get what's coming.
I don't want to die. En el nombre del Padre, el Niño, el Espíritu Santo.
I have to kill Linda.
Linda was quite involved in the local church.
If I took you to the station, brother,
A specific kind of church which had a missionary or an idea of having a mission in India.
Arlington, Texas is 9,000 miles and a 20-hour flight from Nepal. Roshan Sah had only recently landed when he met Linda Rodriguez. It was a different world.
Arlington, Texas, surprisingly, it's very friendly, yeah? People are always saying hi. It might, because maybe I'm not from there, but they're very welcoming, very inviting.
Well, what we know about Roshan's background is that he came from a rural part of Nepal and that he really wasn't prepared for the life that he was in many ways parachuted into in America.
Everywhere in Arlington, you kind of see Bible classes around every corner. And I am a Christian, and so I thought, as inviting as they are, why not go and check one out?
you know the man will not desert you. His help is always close at hand.
At the church, he met Linda Rodriguez. Linda Rodriguez was actively involved in the church, and through that church, they became known to each other, I think is the best way you can describe it.
Sing hallelujah, people. Oh, my Lord. Sing it to the world. Follow the light. Fight the good.
We know in part what motivated Roshan Sah from the start, because from behind the bars of one of the most secure prisons in Texas, he's been writing to us, telling us, in his own words, his story. The couple had different perceptions.
I met this girl, yeah, she's a very beautiful girl, Linda.
Not too sure who you're talking about.
The moment I met Linda, immediately I thought we had a connection.
Is he in our Bible study? Don't really know who it is. Is he Latino?
It all starts with her smile.
Is it the Asian guy? The new one? I'm not too sure, I'm sorry. There's so many people in our group, so... Not too sure who you're talking about.
As soon as she saw me, this big open smile, you know, very inviting and friendly.
Sounds like something I would do, to be honest. My friends say I'm a bit of a flirt, but I'm only nice, I'm only friendly.
Roshan was looking for something in terms of some stability within the community, and then he was confronted with this attractive young woman that showed him some interest.
Possibly the only way that he might be able to interpret that sign is erotically, sexually, as a different kind of invitation.
Immediately, I felt, you know, I thought I had a connection with her.
Yeah, I might have said hello to him.
The seeds of a dangerous disconnect had been sown.
From her perspective, she was just doing what she did for all the people that came to the church. She was just being kind, thoughtful.
An embracing quality, a warmth quality, the spirit that comes out of somebody who's an evangelist, who embraces Jesus and wants to demonstrate the spirit of that love in her life at all times by opening up her arms wide to the whole world and giving the whole world a great big hug and say, come to Jesus.
She's so bubbly and she just always wanted to talk to me.
God bless him. I think I remember him now. Quite shy, quite introverted. Seems like a nice guy. It's a nice compliment.
They may have both spoken in English, worshipped the same God, but they were not using the same language.
I think in hindsight, what Linda was looking for in Roshan didn't exist. I think she saw him as someone that needed some guidance, some spiritual guidance, that needed the church, and she was more than happy to preach that message to him on behalf of the church.
Church time in Arlington is praise the Lord time, time to rejoice. Easy for Sah to get the wrong signal, perhaps.
And sometimes a clash of cultures can create a mismatch in communication.
She's very interested in where I come from.
I think it was, was it called Nepal?
I tell her kind of my past and kind of the reasoning why I left and why I'm here.
Is Nepal close to India? Okay. Yeah. Our church is really interested in going there.
I think there are two different perspectives to this. What Roshan saw in Linda was completely different to what Linda saw in Roshan.
The perspective clash grew and grew. The girl who spread the word of the Lord was dealing with a man in whom a deep passion was building.
Very interested in my life and I think, you know, the connection is developing as more and more times I see her.
In the future, I hope to go there and commit myself to evangelizing the, so, yeah, that's really cool.
What Roshan saw was this young, single, attractive woman that had potential to be a partner.
I think she likes me, and I think we're getting to a point where maybe, we can go one step farther or something, yeah?
Sah believed devoutly that he and Linda were divinely destined to be together.
Part of this delusion was that this was ordained by God, and that seemed to give him a lot of momentum.
In fact, I can't get it out of my head, but I look really forward to her response, maybe that one day we could finally go out together, hand in hand.
I'm a bit confused. What, he said that I love him? Well, I don't. I hardly know the guy.
He misread all of those signs.
What she maybe doesn't realize that God has it in his plan for us to be together.
Why would he say that? It's very strange. Well, I can confirm that I'm not in love with the guy. Don't know if I've been sending mixed messages, mixed signals, but I'm not interested at all.
And maybe she'll find out soon enough. But for now, I'll be patient and I'll wait for her to respond to me.
Roshan Sah's divine inspiration, his belief that God had a plan, was not something Linda Rodriguez knew anything about, and she had no way of knowing how big a part the new boy from Nepal was going to play in her life.
Units heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound on Highway 99.
In Roshan Sah's letters from his cell, he describes how matters surrounding himself and Linda came to a head. He claims that during the period that the couple were in touch, he was mentally ill. Not that he knew it at the time. And he's confirmed that much of what happened may have taken place because he was from Nepal and she was from Texas.
He was certainly from a very different culture to the culture that Linda was from.
That culture clash accompanied a superficially run-of-the-mill decision by Linda that she would forever regret. A few months after first meeting Roshan Sah, she makes a big mistake. It took but a moment, but the effects resonated for the rest of her life.
Finally, Linda has accepted my Facebook request, and I'm thinking it might help me talk to her a little bit, outside of the club. I plan to message her.
For Sah, it was an invitation.
At that point, he would have been able to gain an awful lot of information, and the more information he had, the more power he would have.
The misstep that she makes to allow him into her Facebook group is trying to negotiate what she feels is a crisis of these two ways of being as evangelist and young woman coming in conflict over how she presents herself to the young man.
In fact, investigators believe Linda's decision was simply part of her open personality. He was being freaky, she was being friendly.
She was this effervescent, attractive, buzzing young woman full of life. And if you put yourself in Roshan's shoes, that's what he would have seen, and he would have been completely captivated by the way in which she presented herself to him.
After we became Facebook friends, I started to message her. Do you want to maybe go for a drink after going to the Bible club, or maybe just get some food if you're hungry? And I'm just trying to get her to know that I'm thinking about her.
But Linda did not want him thinking about her. She tells him to back off.
I think he'll get the message in the end. I try to be as friendly as I can be, given the situation.
Linda's very committed to this High Point church, and she kind of keeps her groups of friends separate.
The Bible teaches us to love our neighbor. I think he's intelligent enough to get it in the end. At least I hope so.
What I'm trying is just, trying to get her to realize that I like her.
I'm not gonna lie, it does make me feel slightly uncomfortable. Having him stare at me at class and constantly wanting to talk to me.
I really care for her, and I want to spend some time with her, and so I've been sending these Facebook messages.
Irritates me slightly, to be honest, but it'll be fine.
He was finding out too many things about her and was sort of tracking her on Facebook, and she did start to get quite nervous about that.
Matters had become so intense so quickly that Linda considered a big decision.
I might be moving church soon anyway, so.
She even moved churches to try and get away from him because she didn't want him to have that much control over her, to know all of those things about what she was doing and where she was going.
Still, the messages via social media were coming in to Linda's pages. She was under siege.
I think she might be a little confused. I haven't been getting any responses. When
When somebody is over-focusing, and when the other person becomes distressed or changes what they're doing in life because of that, you've got quite a dangerous situation.
I think he'll get the message in the end.
Linda, for whatever reason, left High Point and went to a different church, and I don't know why exactly she did that, but I plan to maybe visit the church she goes to and surprise her.
Linda was feeling very threatened at the time. She'd made the decision to move churches. That's a big decision. She was almost desperate, you might say, to get away from his intentions.
Again, what was apparent and confirmed in his note to us was Sah's inability to learn the American ways.
Some cultures, there are difficulties in accepting rejection from people who you feel aren't really allowed to reject you.
Not taking no for an answer prompted Sah to escalate his behaviour. She has left the church that he visits, so he tracks her down and follows her.
I find out which church Linda's now going to. I will go there and I will join that church. And she will see me again. And she'll know exactly that I'm here to stay with her together.
He finds her.
It was just a very bizarre moment. He must have followed me there. I mean, he must have. He was just looking at me.
This is, me and her are meant to be together, yeah. We will be together.
I don't know, I'm starting to think he might have some issues.
Linda has got everything wrong. She's just scared, maybe.
Harassment more often than not begins electronically. So far in her story, Linda has been safe from being stalked by cell phone. Sah does not know her number and she won't give it to him.
She's very confused as to what maybe I'm trying to tell her. She's kind of told me that she doesn't want to give me her number. She doesn't get what I'm trying to do at all. I don't mean to be a threat to her at all. She kind of has this playing hard to get sort of thing, you know, and she might just be playing games. So I'm going to continue. Maybe I will get her number eventually, maybe surprise her and give her a phone call sometime.
Well, I think the significant thing here is to remember is that Linda never ever gave her personal telephone number to Roshan.
Because Linda didn't want to give me her number right away, I think it would be a good surprise if maybe I get her number from a friend.
He had to get that number through another person at the church.
And I will phone her up. She'll be happy to hear my voice.
Which makes me think that he must be stalking me or something.
Finally, her friend has given me her number. I'll be calling Linda very soon. I cannot wait to hear her voice. And she'll finally know exactly how I feel. She'll be very happy to hear me on the other side of the phone.
Like how could he know?
I will get her number eventually.
Then what followed was a whole host of messages and communication between Roshan and herself that was very distressing to her. And what Roshan saw as part of the so-called courting process, she saw as harassment.
I called the police. I had to. When they came, I was actually crying, which is a bit embarrassing, but I'm slightly distressed at the moment. I filed a report. I seriously think that he's stalking me.
The police gave Linda safety advice, but could do little else. Sah, meanwhile, wasn't letting up.
Linda, for some reason, thinks she can get away, but I will follow her.
I think he knows where I live now. He keeps texting me, sending Facebook messages, and it's becoming scary.
I will find her, and I will make sure she knows that I'm here to stay with her.
He even told me that God had told him that I was meant to be his wife.
God has it in his plan for us to be together.
Even threatened to hurt himself.
The barrage of messages through one screen or another continued, day after day, sometimes hour after hour.
He wasn't slow to utilise technology in the way in which he stalked Linda.
He's constantly messaging me. Constantly. I don't think you understand.
He would send Facebook messages and use technology as another avenue to the harassment.
It's been like over a year, and he's still doing this.
And as he followed her, he spotted that Linda was seeing someone, exchanging tender moments in public.
Around this time, it appears that Linda started seeing somebody, got herself a boyfriend, if you like.
Arlington is not short of gun shops, and it was now the student engineer from Nepal bought himself a .45 caliber pistol.
It would appear that this boyfriend might have been the trigger for him going out and purchasing a gun.
He was now armed, as well as extremely dangerous. Matters between Linda Rodriguez and the man stalking her were reaching a dangerous pressure point.
I love you.
Well, I now have a boyfriend.
I saw you with the other guy.
And hopefully, when he sees this other guy, he'll realize there's no hope for him and me.
Wishful thinking. Sah was going nowhere soon. Indeed, he was about to follow a well-trodden stalker path. So far, his menace had been mostly via social media and the phone. No direct physical violence. Until now.
I'd hide behind the apartment, adjacent to her place, and I decided that this was the night.
I was heading to work, went down to my car and saw that my tires were slashed. I just knew. I just knew it was him.
I think looking back at the facts, we know that Roshan would have known where Linda was living. There was a previous incident where her tyres were all slashed and she came out to find the car had been attacked.
It's just getting out of hand. It's getting completely out of hand. I really don't know what to do. I called the police again. I'm trying to get a restraining order, but I really don't know what to do.
it was pretty clear that Roshan was responsible for that particular crime.
I don't feel safe anywhere.
The American experience is that anybody could be carrying a gun at any time.
I'm afraid he'll hurt me. I don't know what he's capable of doing anymore.
She has every reason to be scared. By Sah's own confession, he was not thinking rationally.
I think she was genuinely worried about the potential that Roshan had to cause her some harm. She involved her family in that. She told her friends that she was trying to be as careful as she could. And I also think it's highly significant that Roshan did not go and purchase a gun until he knew that Linda had a new boyfriend. And I think that really was the tipping point in terms of his behaviour.
Roshan Sah had made a judgment to abandon regular rules of behaviour. He would do what it took to get what or who he wanted.
I'm going to spark a reaction in this person. I'm not getting the sort of reaction that I want, so what do I need to do? Okay, so I'm going to slash all the tyres on her car. I'm going to get your attention come what may, and you're going to know that I exist, and you're going to know that it's me that did it.
It's in God's plan.
The message has been given him. You are to be with this young woman. And his job then is to enact that mission.
Linda Rodriguez was fighting her stalker by avoiding him. He had other weapons.
It's Texas, everyone has a gun. Probably already has one.
Sah, writing later, describes this as his psychotic episode.
I'm still Roshan. This is all just new to me. It's all happened all of a sudden.
I mean, he's threatening to hurt himself, to cut himself. It's crazy. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to be concerned for his safety. I literally don't know what to do. All I'm hoping is that he'll get the message in the end, that he'll understand.
The logical premise is that she will be able to talk it out and make the young man understand what she's thinking.
The ever-positive Linda seems to have been counselling herself, urging herself to move on, not to have her life defined by the man menacing her.
I'm in a really good place now. I've moved church. I'm committed to evangelizing. I have a new boyfriend. I'm really positive about where my life is heading.
It was misplaced positivity.
I'm convinced that I will be fine. That all of this will go away. I think.
Linda's faced with an ambiguity that's built into her own personality of openness, and suddenly now realizing that that openness has created an opening that she doesn't want to have entered. So how does she both open and close simultaneously?
I'm not 100% sure. I must admit this has been going on for so long now that... Yeah. It's tough to live in fear.
They hone in on the fear factor And the fact is that they know that their victims know who's committed the offence.
Linda will have suspected Sah was able to get a gun, but would he use it?
I don't know. My intuition tells me yes. I think he would.
I saw that she was coming home. She was going home, so I followed her.
There seemed no turning back for the man on God's mission to make Linda Rodriguez his own.
I don't think there's no other choice that I have, but
It was a hot day in Texas. Linda drove the 6 minutes from her apartment to the cell phone store where she worked.
the day I followed her to her workplace, I remembered she kept saying she hates me. So I went to the florist.
He sent her a flower with a message, and that she was really freaked by that.
I bought a flower. I wrote a note telling her that she can hate me as much as she wants, but I'll still love her. And God willing, we'll be together someday.
She contacted the local police force.
I felt sick to my stomach.
Her workplace had been her last refuge. She understood that he knew where she lived, where she worshipped, but now it was clear that he knew where she would be 24 hours a day.
This can't be happening to me. I'm not the kind of girl that this sort of thing happens to.
I could be in danger. He was physically seeking me out.
I started to watch Linda every day after she finished work, and I realized she'd get home around 8 o'clock.
The police had given Linda advice. Make sure you keep in touch with those you know. Let them help you keep this man away from you.
Every day before I leave work, I message my mother to tell her that I'm on my way. So if she doesn't hear back from me, or if she doesn't see me within the hour, she can assume that something might have happened.
On leaving work, she did precisely that. Message her mum.
When he arrived at her apartment, she wasn't home, so he's waited and waited until she arrives home. He knows her vehicle.
On that evening, she drove back to her apartment complex. When she got there, Roshan was lying in wait with a gun.
So I stayed in a corner 2 houses down from where she lives. I watched her come home, take her keys out of her purse, open the door. I ran up to the house. I'll have to kill her.
As soon as I got out of the car, I saw a shadow. And I think it's him. It must be him. I think he has a gun. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I think I saw him. I think he's here.
There's no turning back from here. It's either she dies or I die, or our love needs to end somehow.
He absolutely believes that.
I'm sorry, Linda. There's nothing else I can do.
This isn't a killing. This isn't an execution. This isn't even a sacrifice. This is helping a woman be absolved of that future wrong. It becomes almost, if you will, a religious mission to kill, to make sure that the wrong thing doesn't happen in her life.
I just feel like I just immediately start praying. I close my eyes and I'm praying. En el nombre del Padre, el Niño, el Espíritu Santo.
I love you. And I saw you with the other guy. This is how it ends.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I know what he's going to do. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I don't think at that moment Linda stood any chance whatsoever. He had decided he was going to end her life.
She didn't even get the chance to text her mum.
I kill you because you don't see me. You don't respond to me. I'm always there for you and you act like I'm... What about when you first saw me and we used to smile at each other and we wanted to talk, and it's not like how it was. I can't have that.
He pulls out a handgun and shoots her in the head. It's over.
I don't think on her own she stood a chance.
I had a good life. I was constantly surrounded by people who loved me and who I loved. I couldn't have asked for anything else, really. I feel sorry for him. He must be a very lonely man. But I'm at peace.
I think he was a man that was completely inequipped for the world in which he was living in. I think he was a man that was fixated on Linda. He'd decided that Linda was his route to a better life in America, and that when he realised that actually Linda had another partner, he decided that if he couldn't have her, then nobody else was going to have her, and therefore he was going to shoot her.
I wasn't seeing things correctly. I got lost in this infatuation. She's still the love of my life, but at the time, I lost focus on what I was trying to do, and I shouldn't have killed her.
At trial, Roshan Sah was found guilty of first-degree murder, sentenced to life, and ordered to spend at least 20 years behind bars before parole will be considered. From his cell, he wrote to us, "I do have remorse and regrets for my actions. My actions have brought pain to so many, especially my family and Linda's family. I wish I could go back in time and change things, but this is something that I have to live with for the rest of my life."